mind that the poem is written in classical ballad form. The ballad was the form of poetry in which poets narrate some story. So the description is almost here on the lines of stories, or it was rather formulated as a song that someone can sing in loud voice. So the poem is composed in the same ballad form. We feel or we have an impression that technically the poem is accomplished or perfect, even though the theme or the ideas that are discussed by the poet in this poem are not innovative, since he has repeated the ideas that have been harped by a constant series of other poets. The poem is short and simple, and the admirable factor about the poem is that it is written in simple and plain diction. Now we come to the metaphors or the literary figures that have been used by the poet in this poem. Is the metaphorical description of the cherry tree, and cherry blossoms as the snow shines. In the poet's last line, it reinforces the idea of the fresh starts. The shine of the cherry brings it with a hope that it is the time to start the life from a fresh end. Snow being a popular symbol of purity for washing things clean. This paves way for poem's message that the speaker will adopt a new approach to life and try to make the most of the 50 years he estimates he has remaining on this planet. Another thing that adds to this impression is the poet's idea of Easter, that is again going to play the role of resurrection, rebirth, and revival in the human lives. So we can say here the metaphor of snow associated with the impression of Easter and spring, and all these ideas again associated with the feeling of purity, rebirth, and restart of life have communicated a sense of new world that the poet is going to imagine in the poem. Students, we should keep in mind that the metaphor is a literary figure that is used in order to associate the mental ideas with the concrete objects. So here the concrete object of snow is associated with the mental state or the idea of purity, of revival, of restart of life. Now we come to the question that you would have to do in your exam, that is the explanation of any given lines or the explanation of given stanza. Students, when you would attempt the question, you would have to divide it into 3 parts. The first part would be called reference. In this reference section, you would discuss the title of the poem and the name of the author or the poet, and you would add a few introductory sentences about the poem as well. So the reference section can be described as the given lines have been taken from the poem The Loveliest of the Tree, Cherry Now. The poem is written by the poet A. Housman, and the poem is an excellent representation of the beauty of nature, springtime, and poets' association about the restart of life at the Easter time. Here, it should be kept in mind that the title of the poem should be written in inverted commas, and your reference section should not exceed 3 to 4 sentences. Now come to the next section, that is called context. Context here means background. So in this context section, what you would have to do is to write the whole of the poem or the main idea of the poem in few sentences. You would discuss what the poet has communicated in the poem, including the main idea of the poem. And secondly, you would have to develop a connection between these ideas and the lines given for the explanation. It is very important that you would have to end the context part by the sentences that are going to develop or draw a connection between the rest of the poem and the lines you are going to discuss in the next section of explanation. Thirdly, this section should comprise ideally on one paragraph, since it is going to describe the whole of the idea of the poem in one chunk of language, and the theme of that chunk would be the background from which the given lines for explanation have been extracted. So it should be composed of one paragraph, and this paragraph should be smaller than the length of explanatory paragraph that you are going to attempt in the next section. Yes, now come to the third paragraph, that is the explanation part. Here you would discuss in detail the given lines or the given stanza. You would discuss the themes that are common in that given lines, figures of the speech that are used in those given lines, and the thematic relevance with other literary works that is shown in those given lines. And then there would be evaluation of the poem's form or the poetic form that the poet has adopted there. And then finally you should keep it in mind that this section is an independent or autonomous piece of writing, so it should have a proper beginning, middle and end. And what is an important point is that its length should exceed the context section, since it is the main explanatory part, so it should be the lengthier than the previous section or the context section. Now students, come to the activity part. What you have to do now, explain the first and last stanza with reference to the context, and this explanation should be written in your notebooks. And secondly, you have to practice all the MCQs and questions given in the exercise in your textbook. And finally, you have to prepare 5 pair of words daily from your key book or from any key book you have got for your level. You would prepare 5 pair of words daily. Thank you students. This is over from my side.